Last week, we explored how carbon credits can reward low carbon construction, turning emission reductions into financial value. But carbon credits are only half the story. On the other side, we have carbon taxes, a system designed not to reward good behavior, but to penalize pollution. Both aim for the same goal: fewer emissions and a cleaner, more sustainable built environment. But they go about it in very different ways. In this video, we'll look at how carbon credits and carbon taxes compare, how each affects the building sector, and what happens when the two start working together. At their core, both carbon credits and carbon taxes put a price on carbon. They make emissions visible by making carbon an economic decision rather than an invisible external cost. A carbon credit acts like a carrot. It rewards projects that reduce or remove emissions. A carbon tax, on the other hand, is like the stick. It makes emitting more expensive. Both shape behavior, but from opposite directions. A carbon tax sets a fee on every ton of carbon dioxide emitted. The more you emit, the more you pay. In practice, this can happen at many levels. Manufacturers of cement and steel, for example, might pay higher prices for the carbon they release during production. Builders using those materials then face higher costs, as these manufacturers still have to make a profit, which then encourages builders to choose cheaper, more sustainable alternatives. Over time, those price signals ripple throughout the industry, pushing everyone toward more efficient systems, renewable energy, and low carbon materials. The system is simple and predictable: emit less, pay less. But it can also be politically difficult, because higher carbon prices can mean higher construction costs in the short term. Carbon credits flip the logic around. Instead of paying for emissions, you can earn or buy credits that represent verified reductions somewhere else. One credit usually equals 1 ton of carbon dioxide that's been avoided or removed. In buildings, that might come from using materials like mass timber that store carbon, installing renewable energy systems, or designing for exceptional energy efficiency. Developers can sometimes even sell these credits, turning sustainable choices into new revenue streams. But for this to work, credits have to be credible. They need to represent real, measurable, and permanent reductions, not just promises. Emerging tools like blockchain technology are being explored to record and verify these credits transparently, helping to prevent double counting and improve trust in the system. When done right, carbon credits reward genuine innovation. When done poorly, they risk becoming little more than greenwashing. Both systems are based on the same principle, that carbon should carry a cost, but they pull in opposite directions. Taxes make pollution expensive, while credits make decarbonization valuable. In the building sector, taxes push designers and manufacturers away from high carbon materials, while credits pull them toward climate-positive alternatives. One discourages the bad, the other encourages the good. The most effective strategy may be to use both. A carbon tax can create the pressure to change, while carbon credits can provide the incentive to invest in better solutions. Imagine a project where using conventional concrete incurs a carbon tax, but building with mass timber earns credits. The economic balance shifts. Suddenly, the sustainable option isn't just better for the planet, it's better for the budget too. That's the promise of combining these systems, transforming carbon from an abstract environmental issue into a real design parameter, something that influences material choices energy systems, and long-term planning. When carbon carries a clear value, sustainability becomes part of every decision. Of course, both systems have challenges. Carbon taxes can face political resistance, especially if they raise costs before low-carbon alternatives are widely available. Carbon credits, on the other hand, depend on strict verification and oversight to ensure they deliver genuine climate benefits. The balance between the two will vary by country, policy, and market readiness, but the direction is clear. Both are pushing the industry toward transparency, accountability, and measurable results. In the end, carbon credits and carbon taxes are two sides of the same coin. One rewards, the other regulates, but together they can reshape how we design, build, and value the spaces we live in. As these systems evolve, understanding how they interact will become essential for anyone working toward a net zero future. To learn more about carbon credits, take a look at last week's video. Stay informed, stay inspired. TimberTalk.